Hey, nurse CEOs. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I went live last minute, but we are doing it. Done is better than perfect, which is what we learned in entrepreneurship. I have been a little sick for the last couple of days, just dealing with like a sore throat. Excuse me. A sore throat. My kids just started going to daycare. As many of you, if you guys watch my videos, they've been going to daycare, which means we are getting sick. I'm usually the last to get it, but I still end up getting sick regardless. But I am still showing up for you guys today, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about ways in which we can learn to nurse differently. Um, it is said that 2022 that nurses are expected to leave the bedside in droves, right? Like 30-40% of the bedside staff is slated to leave, just with all the demands that COVID and everything else has put on us as nurses. We are trying to find different ways to get out of working bedside, working clinic. And I think that COVID has shown us, especially with just having more family time and just knowing that life is so precious, it has made many of us want to have a better work life balance and figure out how we can work less, make the same or more amount of money, and be able to support our families that way, but also be able to spend time with our families. So today I just wanted to talk about different ways to nurse, because a lot of times it's inbred in us, with school and everything, that we are to go from nursing school to bedside. And that is not always the route that many want to take. I know some nurses get into nursing just to do aesthetics, just to do IV hydration. And there is no rule that says that you have to be a nurse for a specific amount of time before you can start a business, right? We see business people, business men and women or investors just investing in businesses and having someone else run them. So essentially, you don't need any experience to start a business. You just have to know who you need to hire to work in this business and to be able to keep this business functioning while you are not there. But ultimately, we are nurses. We have limited business mind, so we want to do something in which we can get our feet wet, in which we can be in the trenches working our business, right? Such as IV hydration or aesthetics. So one way, and I always talk about this, is nursing does not have to be full time, right? You can still be a nurse part time and have something else on the side, which is why I like. And if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. I am streaming both to Facebook and to my YouTube channel. So you don't have to work full time as a nurse. There's nothing wrong with working part time or per diem as a nurse and having other interests and doing other things. I don't know why we get this feeling that we have to work full time and that's all we can do, right? We went to school to be a nurse. We spent so much money, time, hours, being nurses, that we feel like we have to dedicate our whole life to being a nurse. And that is not the case. We can learn to have something else on the side. And I feel with my side businesses, I always say that saved me from burnout. That re-inspired my creativity, which I felt like I was lacking and drowning in just being, I don't want to say just a nurse, but just working as a nurse, my 3 shifts on the bedside, which ultimately killed me, right? You work 3 shifts in a row and everyone thinks this is grand schedule of you only have to work 3 12-hour shifts. But what is only working 3 12-hour shifts when you're dead for 2 hours, for 2 days, and you spend your off days just laying and lounging around on the couch because you have no energy to do anything else for you or your kids or your family? That is not the way to live. So just start getting in your head that it's okay to not be a nurse full time and to have other passions on the side. But what we want to do is have those passions be able to make money for us and starting our own side businesses. Because the ultimate goal for me is to start a side business, was to start a side business. I allowed that side business to slowly take away the days and the hours that I had to be at work, working bedside as an ER nurse. So I started, I was full time plus overtime, working in the ER. I started my business. I was able to drop the overtime and focus on more on my business. And then eventually I was able to scale back from full time to part time to now per diem 1 day a week. And essentially I could leave that per diem position, but I really enjoy it. So when I don't enjoy it anymore, I have no problems leaving. But that's the whole point of at least starting a side business and starting something that you're passionate about so that you can be able to have an outlet and not be so burnt out. I'm telling you, it's such a different experience going to work when you know that you have something else brewing on the side. You look at things totally different. You're not as mad, you're not as angry, you're not as burnt out as you would be if that's all you had going on. It's just working in the hospital and with your burnout, you hate being there, you cry before every shift, you're stressed out before every shift, you have anxiety, you're shaking before you go in. That is no way to live, right? So we want to be able to put our energy into something else that's our own so that we can eventually be able to wean down on the hours that we spend in the hospital. Then once you're able to do that, then you're able to also have more money to invest in, which gets me to my second way of nursing differently. You can use your nursing as a means to be able to invest in other things, which can then get you out of the hospital or working multiple shifts as well. I understand that everybody does not want to be an entrepreneur. Most people who are watching me probably do want to be an entrepreneur because I promote entrepreneurship. But for those who don't want to be an entrepreneur, I'm just here to tell you that start using your money wisely and thinking about other investments and other collaborations that you can do with other people, and get in these rooms and start networking with other nurses to see what they're doing, what they're putting their money in. Because a lot of nurses, and this is the smart thing to do, is to not rely on the 401k that your job has set up for you. Definitely not rely on the 401k settings that your job has on your 401k, which means that your job is investing your 401k money for you versus you even knowing how to go in and invest your own 401k money into the investments that it should be invested in to grow more money over the years. But these are things that nurses don't know. We just know that our job has a good retirement plan, and that's all we need to know. So I feel that you should at least be working these shifts as a nurse and stop buying all these things. And it's great to travel. I love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do. But at some point, we have to start saving on that one vacation and start saving and not buying that luxury purse because we don't have any more investments. And all we're doing is the more overtime that you start working, the more bills that you get, and the more that you start spending money on bills versus spending money on investments that can help you in the long run, and that you will be able to retire early. You'll be able to retire at 40. You won't be one of those nurses who are working with, their back looks like it's about to break. They're 70 years old and, you know, they're working because they love it. No, they're most likely working because they need to. They did not set themselves up right. They were busy buying everything else, probably giving their money away, because as nurses, we are so kind-hearted like that, right? So giving your money away to any and everything than what it needs to be. So I am here to urge you that nursing can look differently. You can have your job as a nurse to be able to supplement and to be able to I'm at the spa, by the way. Did I say that? I normally don't record at the spa, but this is my spa room. I'm sitting in my spa chair right now. Um, I am doing strictly like content today and lives and all that good marketing stuff that you have to carve time out being an entrepreneur. But I just felt led to be able to talk to you guys about the importance of investing your money, getting in collaborations. I have networked and collaborated with so many people that once the seeds start growing that I have planted and collaborated with other people, it will be to a point where I don't have to come in and I don't have to come into work and I don't have to answer to anybody. I'll be able to answer to myself because of those investments that I've made with the money that I've made from my businesses. So that's where I want to get everyone to, which is why I have finished my first cohort with my bedside to CEO course. And I am kind of revamping that course because I want to make it more of a community. So I wanted to get you guys thoughts and see what you guys thought about it, because ultimately I want to make this community for my nurse followers and those who are interested and who really are looking for a way out of burnout, something new to do. And I know a lot of times all it takes is that push, right? All it took for me is to see one other person. So all it took for me is the desire, the burnout, there has to be better. That was over here, right? There has to be a better way. I'm so tired of this. I'm anxious going to work. I don't want to go to work. I dread it. I'm dead to the world for 2 to 3 days after my glorious 3 shifts, and something has got to give, right? That was over here. But when that part of me met up with people who were looking to collaborate and looking to do different things and had different business ideas. And I was able to capitalize on that. And doing those investments and collaborations slowly started to shed my burnout because I was able to put my interest in something else. I was able to know that my money was going towards something else versus just, I had a new mindset. So instead of the vacations, instead of the spending my money on the newest purse, the newest fashions, the newest car, the newest this, I took my money and put my money into investments. So now, after a couple years, I will be able to spend my money on whatever I want. I'm getting a new car. I'm able to do those things. So it's all about mindset. But I really want to show nurses, help you guys change your mindset and let you know that there's other ways out there and there's other things you can do with the money you're making as a nurse instead of continuing the vicious cycle of working more overtime, getting more bills because your mindset is just on working and spending and having that luxurious life versus having the luxurious life and investments and having your money work for you. So in my new course, I want to foster more of a community where I can bring industry experts in to chat with you guys weekly to show you different businesses you can do, that ones that can really motivate you aside from me that you can do this. You can hear their story, hear where they were, where they are now. Other experts who are in investment clubs. Have a friend who's a nurse who just bought a hotel, one who just bought a whole commercial property building. So there's nurses out here doing major things. You just have to get connected to them and get in the right rooms, and do the correct networking so that you can be a part of these ventures. So let me know what you guys think. My next course there will be a component on business basics, what it takes to start a business, helping you figure out if you even want to start a business. Maybe it's not that you need to leave nursing altogether or the bedside. You might love bedside nursing, and maybe it's just the department that you're in that you need to change. So we will walk through some of those mindset things and just getting your mind right and really just doing analysis on yourself to see that, is this the right move? Should I look for something else? Or maybe I just need to apply for a different department. And if that's all you get out of the course, which you'll get much more, but if that's all you get out of the course, that is such a relief right there. Someone letting you know it's okay to leave that department and go somewhere else, because it definitely is. But I will help you walk through that, walk you through what type of business will be best to start for you, connect you with someone who's already in the business in which you want to be in, so that they can guide you and you can start your business off on the right foot without losing extra time, without losing extra money. There will still be the business credit component on there, but more of a community where we can learn how to invest our money in different things and how to start different businesses. What I've learned a lot from businesses, yes, I have the med spa that is essentially just my business, but every other business that I plan to do, I don't plan on doing it by myself. It's so much easier having business partners who can link up with you, share money, share the resources it takes to start the business, make the meetings when you're not available to make the meetings. There's so much benefit in collaborating with people and being business partners. It just has to be the right collaboration, the right business partner, and the right business idea. So that's what I'm looking forward. So I'm kind of revamping things because I want it to be more of a community where we're all sharing resources and we're all getting to the bag and getting to these investments and making nursing work for us. That's essentially what we have to learn to do, because with the constraints and everything they're putting on us as nurses, we're getting locked up, we're getting our licenses taken away for stuff that really some of the time is out of our control, especially when staffing is low and they're expecting us to do all these things with little time or little resources. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, that's all I wanted to come in. I just wanted to let you guys know to go to, you can check out the Bedside Rescuer and sign up for my wait list so that when I drop the new course and do a new webinar, you can be the first to know about it. Again, I want it to be more of a community where we can all share, learn, and grow together and have all the resources that I've met and connections that kind of help me to see that this thing is possible. And then once you really start to look around and see that there are people who have not even a high school degree, not a college degree, but they can start a business and make that business work for them, then what is that to say about us who have all these degrees and all these certificates, and we're still sitting on the sidelines thinking, can I do it? Should I do it? Am I good enough? Do I, is it going to fail? Am I going to succeed? Like, why do us educated nurses doubt ourselves the most? That's a whole discussion for a different day. But yeah, thank you, Cherie. She says, I agree. I appreciate that so much for commenting and tuning in. So again, if you guys are watching this on the replay and you have some other topics or ideas that you want me to talk about, please let me know. Again, go to thebedsiderescuer.com to sign up for the wait list for when I drop the next course. If you're interested in starting a business, again, don't know how, where, the first thing about business, if it's even a good idea for you to get into, we will be answering all those questions along with how to make your money work for you. All right, guys, have a beautiful Tuesday, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.